Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Lighthouse Buddies. My name is Tempe and I'm Tempe V. It's with a V on Instagram. I'm sorry, I just realized it sounds like D as in dog on the recordings. And this is,
Hi, I'm Crystal, Crystal Mo on Ravelry, and Crystal Mo1 on Instagram.
it's been a while and we've missed seeing you. Sorry about that. Life gets in the way sometimes, mostly on my part. Sorry.
It was both. I had a meeting, and my son moved, and then we had Rhinebeck.
And my husband went out of town for 2 weeks. Yeah, it was plenty. So anyhow, it's been a bit and I still don't have a very much lot to show. To you, Miss Crystal? Would you like to go first?
Well, I mailed the dendrology to you yesterday, so I
Oh,
can't show that.
sorry.
So here's dendrology.
We recorded this, but today, right now, is Saturday, so this will go up on Sunday. We had recorded on Tuesday and it hadn't made it up, so we've got a new recording. Okay, well, then I will go ahead and go. In our Ravelry group, Lighthouse Buddies, please come over and join us. We have a knit along going until November 30th for the Honey Cowl by Antonia Shanklin. And I completed mine. And look, you can just see this texture going on here. It's fabulous. I lost my notions pouch until about 15 minutes ago, so I have not run the ends in. It's great. You like my new lighting? New lighting? You can see
Love it.
everything better. So it's nice and long and big, and I love the squishy. But it's also long enough that I can double it. And look at this, it's going to come all the way up here, which is great because there is snow in our 10-day forecast, which makes me so happy. And I'm going to have the warmest neck of anyone.
That is awesome.
And I finished the socks for my brother. Again, the ends are not in because I did not have my needles. So these are Christmas socks. This is Lorna's Laces, regular shepherd sock, and Franklin's Panopticon. I knit these on a 1.5 needle because I tend to be a bit of a snug knitter. These are 80 stitches around, and it is your basic 3-1 rib. And then the other finished object that I have been working on, my cowl's starting to get a little warm. We had Halloween, and I had a costume to make. She was very happy. The live dog Toto helped with her candy acquisition.
That turned out so great.
It did. It did, and she's been enjoying it. So do you have anything else besides the dendrology that I messed you up on?
No, so dendrology I cast on at Rhinebeck, and it was fall colors, and it was so fabulous. I also finally finished my herringbone.
Oh, that is amazing.
The only issue I have with it, and it's user error, the length is that in between length. So it's not long enough to double, but it's that kind of awkward length. If I was a skinny mini, I could like pull it down over my shoulders, but I'm not. And I can, if I lay it just right, get it to drape where it doesn't look bad. But it's kind of fiddly to get it to, I don't know. If I had it to do again, I would either make it longer or shorter. But I absolutely love how thick and squishy warm it is. And I love the color. It's the Malabrigo Twist in the liquid amber colorway.
Now,
This is not normal color.
no, it is not your normal color, and I think it looks sort of Christmassy with the reds and the greens. But you are a looser knitter. Have you thought about trying to block it larger so that you can double it more comfortably?
Did you just say the B word?
And then it brings to mind the question of if a dendrology made it in the package for blocking.
I have not woven in any of the ends at all. And I am seriously debating frogging and making it longer. But before I do that, because It's a lot of work to just frog, and I'm thinking about it.
My good friend, knit me socks.
See, at least you know which ones I made.
It's not like you not weaving in the ends is a shock.
The whole weaving in ends and blocking, that's so past. So I'm working on my honey cowl. But I had a surprise on my honey cowl, which you saw the previous recording. I am
The
doing it.
hidden recording that will never be seen.
I am doing it flat because I don't like to purl. And this is the deep sea jellyfish, which I absolutely love this colorway.
That is so pretty.
I'm very happy with it. And I have no pearls in mine at all.
So then what are your plans for attaching it?
I'll just seam it.
Okay. Well, with that said, this does have, can you see what looks like a seam line there?
Uh-huh.
That's the start of the round. So yours is going to look the same. And I did not say this is Miss Babs Yowza and shaken, not stirred. And I did not use the entire skein. But I did do the larger size. Not to pull from Crystal's thunder because that deep sea jellyfish is really amazing.
The other thing I've been working on today is a test knit for Miss Laura Linneman, Whiz Popper. And it is...
You are full of surprises.
I am. It's an Argyle-ish pattern. So it's like a square.
Are you allowed to show her test knit?
Yeah, because she showed hers and Leslie has showed it. So this is knit down, and then you do the lace down here.
Uh-huh.
And then you do the knit on border. And so this will block kind of like a square.
Uh-huh.
And I'm over halfway with the knit on border.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's all garter.
That's so perfect for you. What are you using? Is that a fingering weight or heavier?
No, this is DK weight.
Oh, wow.
This is Miss Babs Northumbria Undyed. She had a big sale, and I think I got like 14 skeins for a sweater because it came out, it was like $6 a skein for BFL DK. So I have a sweater's worth plus, so I pulled a couple skeins from that for this, and I'm almost done. I just have about a third left of the knit on edging. I absolutely love this pattern. It's super fast because it's garter, and then you just have this small lace section which goes super fast. It's like 6 rows, and then the knit on edging. I love it. I will definitely make another one. When I picked this up, I didn't have a lot of DK in my stash, so to have enough yardage of one color, that was all I had. But I can definitely see doing this in Madeline Tosh or Malabrigo.
Ooh, that would be fun.
It would be gorgeous. Or alpaca silk.
Alpaca silk is delightful.
What are you working on?
I am working on socks for my kids. I started with one of my boys first. So this is Plymouth Yarn Neon Now in the 003 color, which does not seem to have a name on the label. It's definitely not as soft as other stuff. Like the Lorna's Laces is much softer, and Lorna's Laces, can feel a little stiff with how tight it is. So it's a little coarse, but it's going to be warm and My boy likes to spin on the floor in his hand knit socks and wear a hole right away, either here or here, depending on if he's feeling toesy or faster. So this will work out fabulously. It will keep him warm. It was on sale, which is even better. I am doing the
I like
heel flap. I'm sorry?
I love the color.
Mm. I am knitting this at the same size around that I knit my socks, 64 stitches, size 1.5, and it will fit him. Lucky me, Bigfoot kids. And then I started my lefty from Miss Babs, and I am sorry, it does not seem to matter what I do. This just does not show up that well.
There.
Oh,
It's
I'm sorry,
showing
this
there.
is not Miss Babs. This is Three Irish Girls.
I can see it. I can see the colors.
Oh, good. So there's two greens, a blue and the yellow, and I assure you they show up a lot better in person. I put a picture up on Instagram, and it shows up much more easily there. So I am just 6 sleeves in, early days, but I'll get there. And once again, it's this wonderful, I love the squish of garter. This is Martina Bem's Lefty with the Three Irish Girls sock yarn. And then, because I am a complete Lord of the Rings nut, I have been looking at Wimp Woman sock patterns, which I seem to have missed when they first came out. I just discovered last week that she has a sock club, and it is all Tolkien patterns. So I'm early days on this one, but this is going to be Weathertop. Well, it is Weathertop, but you can't really tell yet because early days. This is 72 stitches around, no, 72 stitches, and then it's increased up to 80 with her pattern. And I'm using the Hiya Sharps, which I at first thought were too sharp and I was hurting myself, but it is perfect for cables on socks. Size 1.5 because that is my default sock size. This is Tessa's Designer Yarns Super Socks and Baby that I got at the 2007 Stitches, and it's loop. She doesn't really have names. So I'm very pleased. I joined her sock yarn club. If you are all interested in intricately cabled socks or Lord of the Rings Tolkien things, go ahead and join. She is changing the price every 1 to 2 months. It increases by $2. So I got in at $20, and by the end of the club, it'll be $30. If you're interested, go ahead and save yourself the $10 and sign up now. I'm really excited about this. It
So
doesn't take
how does
very much.
Weathertop, how does that relate to Tolkien? You know, I'm a bad geek. I know. So just tell me.
Okay, Weathertop in Fellowship of the Ring. Do you remember when Frodo put on the ring and the black riders were around him, and then he saw them as sort of the skeletal, mummified kings or whatever, and he got stabbed? That location is Weathertop.
Oh, okay.
So this is
Thank
a
you.
location pattern.
Okay, got it.
I will probably for Christmas get myself the Fellowship of the sock pattern, the whole book with sock pattern for each member of the fellowship, so 9 patterns. I'm very excited. I made a whole tub where I put all of my solid and close to solid sock yarns in that I can pull out for this. Because you know it's only 39 days from Saturday until the last Hobbit movie comes out.
Well, there you go.
You can buy your
What's it gonna,
tickets on November 14th.
which is only a few days away.
I'm sure you'll
What's
be
it gonna,
rushing. I'm sorry?
I'm gonna wait in line early.
You mock the ring.
I do love you though.
So I have no spinning because I made a Halloween costume and I've been moving slowly. But I think you have spinning, don't you?
I do have spinning, and I just had it. Oh, where'd it go? I just had it right in front of me too. My little sample of my thick that started it all, and I don't know where I put it. But I've been wanting to spin thicker, and I had an art bat, and I practiced with this art bat. Now this is a 3-ply, but it's, what was it, 160 yards for about 4 ounces, I believe. So it's thick and squishy,
Now, those bits
and
of
it's
green.
thick. It's cotton.
Oh,
Cotton, I don't know if it's called noil or nub, or I don't know, there's purple and green cotton. So it's really chunky monkey because of the miscellaneous stuff in the bat, which I'm not always a big fan of the stuff in the bats. I like smooth bats. But it was a great experiment, and I was able to get a thicker yarn. So then after this, I wanted something that was smooth, and I pulled the mixed wool from Yarn School that we dyed. And this is 7 or 8 ounces. And it was
should be 8 ounces.
8 ounces. And it was
The domestic wool.
450 yards or 460 yards.
Oh, that is nice.
So it's still a little thick and thin. And when I wasn't spinning worsted where you smooth it, when I would default back to long draw, there were places that were under spun. But this is a 2-ply, and it's pretty close to like a Cascade 220 as far as the thickness. So it's way thicker than my default lace. So I'm really pleased with that.
Now, did you have difficulty sticking to drafting thicker with it, or?
Yes. So if I did the smoothing it, the worsted, where you smooth it when you like inchworm, it was easier for me to keep it thicker. Every time I would get comfortable with that, and I'm like, oh, I'm just going along, and the next thing you know, I'm long drawing, and I'm like, oh, I'm long drawing. I'm not getting as much twist in as I am when I smooth it. I'm getting it thinner than when I smooth it. So, but my default spin is not the inchworm style. It's the long draw. So that was something I had to be very, very conscious of. But it's super squishy.
It looks
You can't
so
really
nice.
see. It's huge. It's this huge, big, fluffy ball. And then I worked on my rack day fleece. And the rack day fleece is all about blending. So I learned a big lesson. I probably will never work with possum again. One of the issues is the possum is a very short staple length, and when you blend, you should have something, you shouldn't have more than a third short, like if one thing is an inch, you shouldn't go any shorter than a third less. So 2/3 of an inch is the shortest you want to put with it. And this is
What is that?
extremely
1 inch on its own?
maybe. There are places that aren't even that much. It's really short, and it looks, I've got possum flying everywhere now. Looks like at the cuticle part, you can't really see. It's like it's glued together at the tip. So you have to pluck that, and I was doing it with my fingernails. So you have to pluck that open before you blend it.
So you couldn't just flick that?
It's too short.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe other people could. I couldn't. It was too short, so I had to do it with my fingernails, just tiny little pieces at a time. And it's flying everywhere. And then when you put it through the drum carder, possum was flying everywhere. When I was spinning it, and I was trying to more worsted spin it to get it to stay in, I had possum flying everywhere. When I soaked it in the bowl, it was all in the water. I hung it in the bathroom and there was possum all over my bathroom. So, and I tried to full it a little bit to get it to stick in the yarn. So I don't know how much possum's actually left in the yarn, but you can see how it's just like,
Tufting out of it.
yeah. So I don't see me working with possum again,
No.
but it's a great learning experience.
And now I don't need to. I will bypass possum.
That is what the girls that I was drum carding with, they're like, I'm so glad that we got to learn through you. And my cat is loving this possum flying everywhere. So then the other braid that I did had soy silk as its main component. And I was trying to spin it thicker again. And again, it's the same issue. Every time I would start long drawing, it would be less twist. I've got possum all over this. It had less twist. So, you know, I need to inchworm if I'm going to spin thick. And then I did get the C-cell spun, but I haven't plied it yet.
What whirl are you using when you're long drawing?
What?
Which whirl do you use when you're long drawing?
So I'm using my shaft, and I'm not using the small one, I'm using the bigger one.
Okay, so I wonder if you could long draw and move to the smaller whirl and be okay.
Possibly. But then I tend to overspin it when I'm smoothing it. I need to be consistent is the problem. I either need to smooth it or long draw, but not both. I need to be consistent, and I'm not. So this is the C-cell.
Oh, that is amazingly shiny.
I'm very pleased with it. I can't wait to see it plied up. I'm very pleased. So I have one more batch to go, and that's with the Black Diamond Bamboo. And then my rack day will be spun. And then I need to figure out what to make with it.
Something where you can shake all the possum out.
Or use the possum separate. Or not use it. I don't know. And that's how my spinning.
Okay, well, Crystal and I went to Rhinebeck, and we're not going to tell you all about Rhinebeck because everyone's gotten there before us, and they're all going to say the same things. It was gorgeous, you know, the people were great, and it was. But what we are going to say is that we went and toured the National Park Service sites that they have in Hyde Park up there, which everyone else didn't do. We showed up Thursday night, so Friday before it opened on Saturday and Sunday, we went to Eleanor Roosevelt's home and Franklin FDR's home. And Springwood is FDR's home. There is a Vanderbilt mansion owned by the National Park Service. But while we were at Eleanor Roosevelt's house, this woman was our tour guide. This woman looks to be in her 90s, very sweet. She's got a bit of a quiet voice. She was telling all these little stories, and it was interesting. In the second room, it got a little bit frustrating because she was over here in one corner, and we were in the back corner, and everyone else was in between us, so we couldn't see her at all. And she started describing everyone and every picture on the wall. Well, this is her aunt, and this is her niece, and this one is this person, and over on the piano is her neighbor, which, that's just humorous because apparently she just liked people in their pictures, she said. But she was going into a lot of detail for a long time about pictures that we couldn't see at all. And that did get a little frustrating. And then when we go to the next room, she starts telling more stories, and we realize she lives in the neighborhood. She knew Eleanor Roosevelt. She did not memorize this stuff. She knows it because she knew her, and these are all personal stories. And it was amazing. I would never have been frustrated if I had realized that she knew from Mrs. Roosevelt who the people in the pictures were. Not that she had memorized some script somewhere. And she told such wonderful bits. Every time FDR won the presidential election, he would come out the front of his house and everyone in the neighborhood would be there, but they all voted Republican. None of them voted Democratic for him. And he'd say to everyone, "Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be, elected president again, even though none of you all voted for me." And, because she was there. It was so amazing. Her daughter's first dog was a gift from Eleanor Roosevelt. The woman is old. She's in her 90s. She was just in the hospital recently. If you have any chance to go and hear her personal stories before she stops doing the tours, do it. It is so worth it. A little frustrating when you don't realize, but once you realize, it is amazing. You can ask stories. You can do anything you want. Well, not anything you want, but she'll answer all your questions. I was admiring this chair. This is just the back of it. And she told me this is the chair that Eleanor Roosevelt liked to sit in. This was her favorite chair in the room that she sat in.
I even enjoyed it. And I am not a history buff, and I enjoyed it.
It was pretty amazing. Definitely worth doing. But since that's all you're hearing about Rhinebeck from us, you get to see what we bought. Do you want to go through?
First.
Okay. This is Into the World semi-solid sock yarn, which frankly looks pretty solid to me. This is Bukavu. I don't think I'm nerdy enough to know what this is supposed to be, but this is a 4-ply, 75% superwash VFL, 25% nylon. This is 460 yards for 3.5 ounces. It's nice. It's called
beautiful.
Gin. So this colorway is Gin, and I got this planning to use it for a Fellowship of the Sock pattern. I'm thinking Pippin or Mary, and I cannot decide who this is better suited towards. I'll have to make a decision at some point. And I got some more Into the World. Again, I stuck with my happy nerdiness. This is Vampires of Venice, Doctor Who colorway. Now this is supposed to stripe if you have the right stitch count. So I'm very much looking forward to trying this out there. Look there, you can see all that light blue in there. And a bit more nerdiness. Godswood from Game of Thrones. See if you can get that red in there better. I did not see any Lord of the Rings colorway names because I would have bought them all. And I got, caught there, a sock project bag to keep my stuff in with a nice Rhinebeck. I also bought fiber, and I have no idea where it is, so I'll show you at some point later. But I was a little disappointed that I was not able to get a sweater quantity of yarn or a sweater kit stitches, and Rhinebeck made up for that. I have been seeing about Briar Rose online. I have not been able to be to a show with her. I finally got to a show with her, and I have, look at this green. This is the Charity blend that she has. This is Cordell, 100% Cordell. This is an Aran weight. Can you see the thickness of this? It's squishy. It's this beautiful green. Each one of these is 900 yards. And it is going to make a sweater for me and a hat for each one of my boys and a hat for my husband and fingerless mitts for me because I have 1,800 yards here and there's not much that needs 1,800 yards. I am planning to swatch for pumpkin ale for this, but in the meantime, I can just wear it. I also requested some Homestead, which is her Targhee base, and she said this was going to be about the last of what she had and she wasn't getting more, in a shade of blues to make a Literati by Brain Died. The Literati pattern is from the Twist Collective. It's from Fit to Flatter lady. Who is Fit to
Amy
Flatter?
Herzog?
Amy Herzog. Wonderful. Amy Herzog designed that. So in about another 2 weeks or so, I should be hearing that my yarn is about ready. And then I'll just keep going here forever. Harrisville Designs had some amazing patterns in their shop, in their display thing. And one of them just really appealed to me. And they did not have, I liked the sample colorway, of course. They did not have enough skeins of it. So I have ordered it and you will be seeing it when it comes in, but it is the Bennington, which is an amazing, look at the cables on that. Open front cardigan. Love this
Didn't you get
thing.
that colorway?
I'm sorry?
Didn't you get that colorway too, the sample
Yes, the
colorway?
sample colorway, because that's how I do it. So I will show you when it comes in, but that's also Amy Herzog. For some reason, every sweater I was looking at, Amy Herzog. I think there were 2 other ones that I liked, but I'll hold off on those. So these are all of my goodies.
Have you signed up for the custom fit, the measuring thing part yet?
No, not yet.
In your Willow Wear, I know you don't have it handy, but you should, with the iPad, show the, that's going to be amazing. The Willow Wear kit.
I'll show it on another one. So do you have your goodies nearby?
I do. I hit the end of the world too. I have the Rhinebeck colorway.
That is so pretty.
The purples at this end. And the Strange Children colorway is totally my colorway. It has both my pretty blues and my pinks, and then purple in the middle. This is totally me. This screams my colors.
And that's an MCN, isn't it?
Of course. The Rhinebeck's not. The Rhinebeck's Gloucester
Gloucester.
stock.
Gloucester.
80/20 superwash merino nylon. But this is the MCN because, you know. And we hit the Lisa Souza booth. And the baby alpaca that you were showing so much, I ended up getting a skein of that in the Portsmouth colorway, which is gorgeous. So a nice 750 yards. Maybe I'll do my next whiz popper in this.
Oh, how much yardage does it need?
I think it was around 700.
Well, that's perfect.
I think. I'd have to look it up. So maybe this. And the 50/50 Bombay Silk Merino in the St. Louis Blues colorway. So
And that
I
is
couldn't
such
pass
a
that up.
rich blue.
It is so amazing. I could not pass this up because, you know, St. Louis Blues hockey team. I have a fondness for them. And then while I was in line, I saw this skein and I'm like, okay, you need to be done. But I kept looking at it, but you need to be done. And then Tempe was so awesome. She ran over, she threw herself in the line of fire and fought through the crowds to get this beautiful skein of silk lace. Again, it is so my color.
And what's that colorway name?
Sockeye. And then I have an awesome, super awesome friend that was at Rhinebeck, and she knows I have this mild obsession with politically incorrect. She is the most wonderful person, and she brought me a very special surprise. Thank you so much for my politically incorrect one night stand. Kim's one night stand. That
That is lovely.
is so lovely. And then I picked up a Bosworth and a Jenkins, but I don't have them here.
And
That's
a
it.
sweater quantity requested?
I did at Briar Rose. I requested a tealy, it was a tealy color of the Homestead, which is the Targhee. So I'm going to make a sweater with you.
It's going to be awesome. If you ever get the chance to go to Briar Rose at a festival, she is so nice. Everyone helping out in her booth is so nice. Look at this. How can you not fall in
Everybody was
love?
so nice.
They
Besides
were.
the fact that it's gorgeous, everybody was so amazingly nice. And we spent quite a bit of time there because we kept going back, and then we kept wanting to look at the sweaters and try them on, and we spent quite a bit of time there, and we went back several times, and they were just as nice at the end of the day Sunday.
And they remembered
fabulous.
us. But yes, I'm so happy. And I personally love the smell of vinegar. She uses a vinegar. She doesn't use citric acid because I can smell it. You walk into her booth, you can smell it. It just smells like hand dyed to me with that. I'm happy.
Yay.
I'm going to be warm, which is good because it's going to be a very cold winter.
It's snow next week. We're supposed to have 70 tomorrow, and then snow every day next week. Monday, Tuesday,
Really?
Wednesday, Thursday. And then we'll be back up, I think Saturday or Sunday it was going to be back up to 60.
Your weather is strange.
It was beautiful today. It was at least 65 today. I'm glad your neck will be warm.
My neck will be warm. I'm not sure when you will see a podcast from us again because we are working around. Crystal has another conference with her work, and she's
I'm
the
going to
amazing
see.
person that puts these things on and runs them. She's the behind the scenes boss.
I'm not running this one, which was
You're
maybe
not,
awesome.
but you're so good at it.
I got a
So,
break because I have other stuff.
okay, so we're working around her schedule with that and my schedule the following weekend. We will try to get it in the week in between. My schedule the following weekend is I am going away for a fun quilty weekend with my mother-in-law to see my husband's cousin, and we were all going to sit together and sew down by Lake of the Ozarks.
And you've
It
already
should be
picked out
fun.
what you're going to use, right?
I have, but I'm not going to get up and show it to people so they can wait and see it afterwards.
Perfect.
So we will try to get it in there. If we don't, again, life, sorry. But you still have time to make a honey cow. It's fabulous. It's
It's
squishy,
super
it's
fast.
warm.
Angie's made two.
She has indeed. She's on a roll. Now she's gone with the medium size and been very happy with it.
Nice.
Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you for watching. Bye.